Hello YouTube, this is Just first time guys. Welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. If you remember, in the last tutorial, I showed you how to create a scale bar. And but if you remember, I didn't have this checkbox right here, and I didn't have this functionality here. So this, I'm going to show you how to do this, and not only doing this, but actually as you can see now, you have the visibility. You can toggle on and off, and also you can move it. So for example, moving it to the bottom left, now I can put it in the top right. This is right there. And now bottom right, it's right there. So I'll show you how to do this and add that visibility or toggle on and off, and also how to do this, add this drop down. So that's what we're going to do. I also solved the problem that I had in images that they were doubling up, so I just cleaned that up. And let's get started. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is cancel and minimize this. And let's get right into the code, because this is, I created this directory that was not there before. And it's this guy right here. So if you remember, let's do this one. You can see it's not there because this is no. So let's just clear this, and then C, and it's this directory right here that is no. This guy right here. So we created a frame renderer, a scale renderer, the mod rs for that directory, and I made some changes to some files. I also created this handler, and I think that's it. I made some other changes, but that all of the code will be in GitHub, so you can go and use it. So let's get back to the code now. Basically, here we bring in the full tick, everything that we've been doing from the beginning. This is, by now, you're getting very familiar with this. We're bringing the common full tick traits into scope for convenience. We're also bringing the for use um, right here for use for share ownership and interior mutability to manage states across multiple closures. So this, I'm bringing the crates, the rendering, that's the directory that I'm working in, because I'm bringing the scale renderer, this file right there. And from utils is the dimensions, is this file right here. Okay, so that's what's happening here. Here, just creating an empty struct for the frame renderer. Here, this is the first method where we're going to declare. Uh, here, we declare the empty struct. In here, we're taking two arguments, right? It's going to be the frame, where the widget is going to be wrapped by the RefCell, and here the state, which is a shared mutable reference to the image state. And here we continue. Here we cloning. Here we're cloning the state so the closure can access it. Here we're working now, starting to work with the frame to access the frame and to register the callbacks. And here we does the closure. That is going to be the draw, when to draw the base image when it's available. This is where the content is being drawn and when the frame needs rendering. Okay. Here it will check if the image is available or not, and let's scales the image according to the width and height for that for the image, and the zoom. And here a little bit is just us doing it to the image itself, the scale and the draw. And current, this current zoom factor, yep. And here now it starts this other method that is using the, as you can see, is going to be using this method right there. So this is where the setup of the scientific frame. So we start using the one that we just created. It adds this scientific overlay callback because you can use that frame renderer to add. Right now we're just adding a legend, but we're going to be adding other things. This is why I did that, following separation of concerns and put it separately. So A, we can use it for other things, and B, is easier to debug because it's a small, more manageable file. And I'm gonna have to do that with scientific state because it's getting out of control. It's getting too huge. Here is bringing the legend position, calibration units from these other guys here, and from the calibrations pixels per unit. We're still going to be adding more functionality to the calibration, but we're starting. This is where we're starting using the scaled render, which is where is it? I just had it. Is this guy right there? So we continue here, selects and draws the image onto the frame, sets up the text with background for better visibility. That's the approximate width and height. Throws the background with whatever the background color is. In this case, is this color right there. As you can see, that's the background. It's drawing the text, and aligning left is always going to start from left to right. It's going to draw a line with endpoints. These are where the endpoints are, so they need a radius. And we saw that in the last tutorial. We talked about it a little bit. So basically, I think this is all you've seen that before from the last tutorial. This is no, because this is where you put in the calculating the position for the where the legend is going to be. So top left is gonna be, this is how we get it. Top right, this is how we get it, and so on. Okay, so now we get back into the scale renderer, and this is very similar to the frame renderer, but it's going to be, like I said, it's also going to be you. In this case, it's going to be for the scale, but we can use it for other things. Okay, so remember that. So scale renderer, same thing. We're bringing the types, legend position. This is actually no. It's got an enum where it has all the positions that we're using. Okay, we bring in types, rendering the frame renderer that I just showed you. Now we're going to start using it. Then it starts the okay. So we continue here. It's got the X, the Y, the width, and the height position, where the position is going to be. Pixels per unit because we're going to be calculating, and we're going to be putting it on the dialog box. Here is where the calculating the position, the scale of the length. In this case is 100. That's what you have here. Okay. And the color is white, solid. I showed you that in the last tutorial. That's drawing the scale bar, drawing the tick marks here. The color white, line left. did that also. What else is new? We remember this from the last tutorial. This is what the first command that you see, click and drag to draw the scale line. And this is new. This is where the calculate position that we saw here. Okay, so this is where this function is. This is all. This is where it does all the magic for where it's going to place the position. So it's gonna the position legend position, and it's going to do the margin, the scale length. It's gonna be if you do top left, you do that. If you choose top right, it's gonna do that, and so on. And that's basically it. And then for this one, we now get into the scale RS. This is what is using the visibility of the legend box. This click box right there, show scale legend. This is what makes it on or off. As you can see, on or off. Basically, what we're doing is we're bringing the scale renderer that I just showed you. This guy right there. We're also bringing FrameRenderer, the first code that I show you, and it's bringing the same things for state management and reference counting, RefCell, FLTK, all this stuff from Prelude and the frame, because we're gonna be playing with the frame right here. And this is the handle toggle scale legend, and it's going to same thing. It's gonna work with the frame. It's gonna work with the state. It's going to try to borrow, and is going if it's being used by something else, it will just don't exit without panicking. It's gonna do it gracefully, so it doesn't just gives you crash the program. That's all it's doing here. Here is getting from scientific state the toggle legend, and if we go into our scientific state, where is state? There it is. And it's going to get, as you can see, it has I created these two right here. The show legend is a boolean true or false, visible or invisible, and legend position. So it's implementation, and you can see it's the first one right there. So this is what we're calling toggle legend, and it's going to show the legend, and it's going to be the opposite of whatever it is. So if it's click, like now is clicked, if I unclick it, it's the opposite of what it was, right? So it's going to redraw, and that's basically what is happening here. It's showing the where is it? Set the legend position, but here is showing the legend. Okay, so whatever is not, it will be here, and it will be the annotation to update the visibility for all the scale annotations. Same thing it will do. This one is for the self show legend. Here is for the legend position. This one is not a boolean. It's just gonna take whatever it is here from the enum, and whatever it's going to do is gonna place it here. It's gonna place it there. It's gonna place it there, or it's gonna place it here. That's what's the all of the most of this magic for this directory is in the scientific state. So it's a huge program that I'm gonna have to refactor and make it more manageable, because right now it's got almost 500 pages, 500 lines of code, so it's getting a little bit unwieldy. But we'll do that probably in other tutorials. And that's what we're doing here in this scale RS. Here we're toggle legend. Here we're using the from the frame renderer, the setup scientific frame, the frame and the state, and then here it's going to redraw. So it's going to be automatic, because the moment you change it, it happens because you're forcing be take place right away on the screen. This is the beauty of it. When you make a change, it's automatic. It takes place right away. And where is the legend? Oh, I'm not showing it. That's why. So you see, it happens right away. Bottom right, bottom left. This is what's happening here through the redraw. And the last one that I wanted to show you is the scale dialog. You're actually, I made some changes, and that's the closure. And before we get there, we're bringing all the stuff from FLTK, same usual suspects. I'm bringing the types with the legend positions, showing the scale input dialog. This is what is the frame. This is the set scale. It's basically similar to the last tutorial, but it's just bigger, longer. So I made it now is 300 300 by 500, 300 by 500 height. Color is the background, same background color. The pack with the spacing of 10, this hasn't changed. The legend position, that is no. So this is where the choice is here. So it gives you all the choices, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. This is where that's coming from. This is where you're getting the values for the legend position from the scientific state that I just showed you. And here's the check button where it will show this scale legend, and it will set the initial value to whatever it is, depending on the scientific state. That's the boolean that it was either show or not show. This is where it's coming from. And here the pixel distance, all of this stuff you already saw in the last tutorial. This is nothing new. I'm just trying to show you what I added. In the next tutorial, what I'm going to be doing is working with this button here, the set scale, because I'm going to be probably working it out where the metadata will be exported to a CSV file or PDF to go with the image. If you're familiar with some software, microscopy software or scientific visualization software, a lot of that metadata goes with the image, so you know the conditions that you took, that you made whatever calculation that you're making. You want to know the pinning, you want to know the objective, you want to know what are the scale, so you are able to replicate and that those same conditions on another image. But that one, I think we'll do it in the next tutorial. This is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time with another tutorial. Take care.